Okay, guys, welcome back for another video. I'm actually on vacation this week, and I thought I would have tons of free time to do all kinds of things to this, but unfortunately, things of life's gotten in the way. So I haven't. So my vacation's almost over, and I'm just now touching this for the first time this week. Couple of problems have cropped up that I don't think I'm going to take care of right now, but I at least wanted to show. One of them is that the engines of the aircraft, which display the afterburners when the throttle's over a certain amount, they used to be components, and I changed them to, I believe I'm inheriting from Actor now, and I'm using child Actor components to attach them to the aircraft because I think that components aren't really supposed to include components. At least I've been having trouble with that. So I changed this to I changed the engines to Actors, and then I have some code that's supposed to, that I thought would keep them attached to the aircraft as the aircraft moves around, but that is not happening at the moment. I'm assuming that I need to do something different here in the tick, but right now what's happening is if I launch the app and I give it throttle, you see, you don't see the afterburners there. There it is. It's way off in the distance, not attached to the aircraft at all. So that's an issue. Also, I pulled down the latest JSP sim code and I re-added my networked, my modifications to make it work with networking, and for some reason that's no longer working now either. So something's changed about the JSP sim component, and I need to really dig into that and figure out why that's not working. But I don't think I'm going to do that at the moment because that's going to take forever, and I have a limited amount of time. So I think what I am going to do is, and I don't know if I showed this, but I did break out my input, so I have a separate input context now for each type of thing that you can control instead of one massive one, because it was getting a little bit unwieldy to deal with all the different inputs in one context. So I've moved them into their own separate contexts. And what I did want to do at the moment, the first thing I wanted to do was go ahead and make a new action for the aircraft that would allow me to change the camera. Right now, all I've got is this, I'm calling it a chase camera, but really it's more of it's an orbit camera, I guess, where you can sort of move the mouse and orbit around the vehicle. And I want to go ahead and add a camera that's a cockpit camera. So I'm going to go ahead and in my aircraft class, let's see what I got in here. So there's the boom and the camera. So I think I'm just going to create a second camera object in here. Ugh. Need to reboot my machine. It's not acting very well. give that a second to catch up. I think it's scanning all the source files to get the IntelliSense working. Okay, try that again. Good grief. And so we'll call this Cockpit Camera. And need to initialize it, so we'll just copy. And we'll attach it straight to the root instead of to the boom. And I'm going to want this movement code. So I have code to deal with the camera movement. Camera move triggered. I'm going to want this code to be different. So I actually need to know which camera is active. So the right way to do this is probably with an enum. Because right now I only have 2 cameras, but I'll probably end up with more. Let me not do that for this second though. Let me just use a Boolean for the moment. Okay, so we're going to have an input action that's going to fire this. Let me go ahead and make the input action. Input action, call this Aspen Aircraft Cockpit Camera. And then we're going to duplicate that. And I'm going to go ahead and call this Orbit Camera. I need to change that terminology everywhere. So these are going to be digital. Okay. Cockpit camera and orbit camera. And we're going to do the 0 key for, the 1 key for cockpit camera. Did I use that anywhere else? I feel like I might have used that something, but I'm not going to worry about it for now. and 0 will be the orbit camera. So now that we got those, I need actions in here. So I'm just going to copy this one. Cockpit camera action, and we will call this one orbit camera action. And I think we're going to want to do completed. So let's do Cockpit camera completed, orbit camera completed. Okay, so cockpit camera completed, and orbit camera completed. So when they choose the cockpit camera, let me go ahead and change. I'm going to change this terminology right now. Okay, and I'm going to set that's not what I want. I'm going to set that one active, and the cockpit camera. Actually, I'm going to reverse these. Okay. So, alright, so when you choose the cockpit camera, let me fix this. Going to reverse. then in camera move triggered, let's see, I'm not actually sure which one of these I want, but we'll give that a try for now. Let me compile this. Okay, so that finished compiling. Let me take a look at, come on. Take a look at my base aircraft. Okay. So I'm gonna have to reset this because obviously I changed it and it doesn't know what to do with that now. So let's reset this. I can't remember what I had it at. I'll try 1200 and then we will move it up to about there. And then cockpit camera. Let's see what that looks like. Now I need to set my inputs. Let's see what happens with that. Straight away, it didn't. Didn't use the right camera to start. Okay, so nothing's happening when I hit the keys, so set active must not be what I want. Let's see what we got in here. Auto activate. think I want to leave that. Oh, I did not hook up. Didn't actually hook up the inputs, so I'm going to do completed. Been too long since I worked on this. I forget simple things like that. Okay, let's see what I got now. There we go. Cockpit, orbit, cockpit, orbit. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah, perfect. I need to be able to move this up and down now. So oops, camera move. What do I got here? So right now I have a 1D axis, and what I'm gonna need is a 2D axis. This is probably gonna break all kinds of stuff. So change that to 2D. Camera move. Mouse XY. And what do I got? Right thumbstick, 2D axis. So this is no longer a float. This is probably what, vector 2D. I may actually have to look this up. See. There's no way this is going to work the first try. But we'll give it a shot. Okay, that's done compiling. Okay. It's backwards. When I move up and down, it moves side to side. And when I move side to side, it moves up and down. So, interestingly though, it actually same thing here. Okay. So that's easy enough. I just need to switch the X and the Y. And recompile. I'm really starting to think that since all these inputs, since they're so basic and they don't occur on the tick, right? They only happen when you actually hit something. I'm wondering how much, what the difference would be if I, instead of all of this code to handle the input, if I just put the input handling in the blueprint instead. I don't really like blueprints because they tend to get very, to me, they start to look like spaghetti pretty quickly. But these inputs, they're all really very simple. Although I guess I don't like loops inside of the blueprint, so maybe that's reason enough to leave them here in the you can see how I'm starting to actually I don't think I recorded this, but I'm starting to move the inputs to check for the authority and set them on the server. I haven't done all of them yet, but I'm starting to, just so that the control surfaces will animate properly across the network. That's something I'll probably just keep doing offline whenever I have a chance. So that's done. Let's run. And now everything moves correctly. Move up, down, left, right. Wow. There we go. That's very strange the way the lighting's working when I look down. Everything goes black. That's a little weird. I'll have to deal with that at some point for sure. That's probably because of my there's something up with my day-night cycle, but I see that in Unreal 5.5 there's now a new tool for doing that, so I'll probably end up switching that anyway once 5.5 comes out. So now I have a cockpit view. Let me just, there's my afterburner that's not working. Okay, brakes still on, it must be. I can't remember which key is my brakes. There we go. Oh wow. Yeah, day-night cycle is a problem. Okay. So now I need a HUD, and I'm about 30 minutes in, so the way we're going to do this is we're going to add a widget component and it's going to sit right here. So if I remember how to do this, it's been a long time. Let's do widget component. We'll add a forward declaration for that, which adds it right there. And let's see. Widget components. Call this Aircraft HUD. I feel like there's something I'm missing here. Like I'm gonna need to set the subclass. Yeah. I'm gonna need a subclass of let me worry about that in just a minute, actually. So let me come in here and we're going to create, under the F16, we're going to create a new folder. Interface, I guess. Let's just call this UI. And we're going to create a widget blueprint. Actually, how do I want to do this? There's so many different ways to do this. Well, for now, I think what's going to end up happening is I'm going to make a base class that I'm going to inherit from here. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and do user widget, and we'll do BP underscore, or we'll do WBP underscore Aspen underscore aircraft. What's my convention here? Aspen Aircraft West F16. Okay. Aspen Aircraft. Come on. HUD. And Honestly, I don't know what size to make this. I'm just going to put some text on this real quick. And let me compile this. Okay, now that that's compiled, so instead of using the base aircraft at this point, I think what I want to use is the F-16 specific blueprint. Come on. Frozen up, so I'm going to pause until that unsticks. Oh, there, I think it just went. No, I crashed. Okay. So let's see here. Nothing really helpful here. I'm going to relaunch this. I'm going to pause while I relaunch. Okay, so let me open the F-16 blueprint. And let's see what we got here now. I think because I've been using live coding, I have to recompile it again. Take a look. Aircraft HUD, there we go. And you can see okay. And let's see, world space widget class is going to be my F-16. That draw size is probably not going to be even remotely correct. It didn't save my camera. So settings. And it probably didn't save my inputs either. Nope. That's too low. So HUD is not showing. There we go. Nope. Should I change? I don't know how I want to deal with that exactly. Parking brake. I don't remember what key I've got the parking brake set to. P, of course. got a HUD that follows us around. Very good. So there's also, so later on I'll make that actually we'll worry about actually creating the different dynamic texts later on. I just wanted to get that actually there and get it moving with the aircraft. Now there's two other things that I'd like to do the same thing with, which is, well, first of all, let me save everything before I get another crash. I have these two, I don't know what they call them, I guess maybe MFD, multifunction display, these two displays here. Let me look up what they call those real quick. Yep, that's an MFD. So we got two. We got a left one and a right one. Where did I put the HUD? There we go. This is where things get a little weird because not every aircraft is probably going to have two of these, one on the right, one on the left. So I've kind of made that sort of specific to this particular aircraft, I guess, by putting those there. But that's how I'm going to handle it for now. You know what, let me go ahead while I'm adding code. Let me add aircraft camera. Aircraft camera. H. Just call this orbit and cockpit. And where'd that Boolean go? Instead of this Boolean, set it to orbit. Actually, yeah, set it to orbit. And then okay. And then down here. And really later that'll become a switch statement. For now I'll just leave it. There we go. That's a little bit cleaner than my Boolean. And in my constructor now, okay, now let's compile. Okay, so that's done. They come in here and save everything. I knew that was gonna happen. Live coding. Alright, so I've crashed, so I gotta relaunch, and I'm sure I'm gonna have to recreate a couple things. Okay. 1 second. Okay, now that this is relaunched, let's take a look at the blueprint and see what didn't save. And I'm sure I'm gonna have to recompile again since I was using live coding. Probably should have just recompiled before I relaunched. Yeah, I don't even have the HUD's gonna have to be repositioned and everything. Is the camera at least in the right spot? No, it didn't save either again. Okay, you know what? Let me close this. Let me recompile so that I'm not stuck in this live coding loop anymore. There we go. Build that. I'm gonna wait for that to finish. I'm gonna relaunch the editor. Okay, took a quick break while that was reloading. Let me see what we got here. I'm gonna have to redo the cameras again. Okay. Oh, no. Orbit camera's in the right place. Cockpit camera's in the right place. HUD's in the right place. Okay. So let's... I need to slow that down, I guess. That's a little better. Okay. Let me create another widget blueprint. Okay, and gonna have to move. Oops. So the left is set, and okay. Seeing the MFDs. See, world real time. World real time. Move it back a little. sure why the MFDs aren't showing up. I really need to fix that. Let's see. Yeah, I'll have to deal with that later. So I don't know why the NFTs aren't showing. Probably gonna have to play around with it a little bit, and obviously I have to do a lot of work to that HUD to get it to display the right stuff and in the right size. But I have everything that I want. What I'm not sure how I'm going to do is I'm not sure how I'm going to make it so that you can click the buttons on the MFD at some point. But I'll worry about that later. So I'm at right about an hour, so I'm going to stop it here, and in the next one I'll start making the HUD actually show something useful instead of just random text. So let me just make sure I got everything saved, and I will check everything in the GitHub, and I'll see you guys whenever I get a chance to make the next video. Thanks. Bye.